Hello. It's Pokemon time, let's go. I needed this today. Work was kicking my ass. So the fact that I get to spend all weekend playing Pokemon is great. Is great. I've only just started the stream. Why do I feel exhausted? Yeah, so today we're playing Pokemon Violet. I've tried to avoid like spoilers and leaks as best I can. There are a few Pokemon I've been spoiled on. However, I didn't set up a timer. Well, the no spoilers tag is on the stream, so you know. Do not give me spoilers, or else I will time you out and then potentially ban you if it becomes a recurring issue. Okay? There's no one here. I'm speaking to myself. But yeah, no spoilers please. I do not want to be spoiled. Anyway. Yeah. Pokemon. I'm probably going to be streaming this all weekend. Saturday's stream is probably going to be around, like, my normal stream length. Since I do have, like, things to do, and also a friend is having a big important stream and I want to raid them. And then Sunday's probably going to be a longer stream, I feel. Just play as much as I can. Like I did with Splatoon. Anyway, enough dawdling. I want to get into the game, so let's do it. Now I haven't started up the game yet, so I don't know how things are going to go in terms of audio balancing. So we'll figure that out as we go. I can't even hear it. English. Gonna turn it up a bit. I think that's fine. And then I'll turn my own volume up as well so I can hear it better. Anyway, oh, the blonde's the only... Oh, blonde's the palest, so I'll go with blonde. My IRL, I'm blonde, but not like that pale. It used to be that pale. Nowadays, I spend too much time indoors. I'm just gonna go with my regular name, Melody. Not gonna do anything fancy. Can't change your default language. Oh, we can change. We can do some character customization. Let me make this full screen. Oh, so we have to... Let me see if I can... Where's a good long one? That has the bits at the front that I've got, but it's a bit too short at the back. Let's see if there's a longer one. We may just have to go with that. But wait a second, isn't this like... This is the hairstyle the rival has, isn't it? Cornrows, pompadour. Is that a pompadour? Is that what we're calling a pompadour these days? Short crop, pixie cut, 2 block cut, bowl cut, space buns. I think the one I saw before, the long and straight, is probably gonna be the best I'm gonna get in, like, the closest to my actual hairstyle. I guess they gotta keep the back free for, like, the backpacks and whatnot. Anyway, do we have blue? We do have blue. It's a pretty nice blue too. Yo, they got Miku color. They got violet and scarlet because of course they do. Dark denim blue, light denim blue. I feel like if this was a little less washed out, that'd be the closest. But I guess this I feel if it was a little darker, it'd be closer. But I guess this is what we're gonna have to go with. Confirm. Yes. And then change look. What is this? Ah, this is eyes. Yo, sleepy eyes? Where was it? This one? Yeah. Color contacts. Ooh, brighter. Brighter blue. There's ultramarine. See, here's the thing. My eyes are supposed to be dark blue. You just can't tell behind the rings I have in my eyes. But I feel like going with a lighter blue works better. Oh, that's closer to the color in my eyes, actually. The ring. So I think we'll go with that one. You can change... Bruh. Hold on, is it... why is my phone having such trouble watching the stream? This is wild. Total dark. That looks pretty neat, however. That's not what we're gonna go with. Your eyelashes? I have very distinctive eyelashes. If there's any, like, spiky bits, you can't see them because they're behind the hair. So I'm probably gonna go with one of the A types. Oh no, F3 looks promising. I think I'm gonna go with F3. Eyelash color? Just make it black. Eyebrows, you can't even see them past the bangs, which I would rather not have, but you know. Them's the breaks. Can I get one that's like slanted the way my eyebrows are slanted instead of slanting inwards? I think that's what I'm looking for, but you can't frickin' see it. Okay, so which one was it? C, I think? I'll go with that, I guess. Blue. Alright, my eyebrows are actually A. Just now realizing, did I don't remember how... I've been working on the art for my music video. I don't remember how I colored the eyebrows. Well, that's... We'll go with that, I guess. Mouth. Yo, you can get cat mouth? Some of these I cannot even tell the difference between. I think we'll just go with this one, why not? Lip color? No. Beauty spot? I guess I can put that on as like... Yeah, that's where the star would be. We can also do freckles. You can't really see it on my model, but I have like white little speckles on my skin that I guess you could consider freckles, I think. No, probably with the resolution it doesn't show up. I think I'm gonna go with this. So I guess this is gonna be our trainer. This is Melody. Let's go. What was that? Like eye-opening thing. Enrollment application in UVA Academy. Language English. Name Melody. Enrollment complete. Whenever you see now saving on screen, your progress is automatically being saved. Okay. The game's got autosave. Which could be a problem if I decide to shiny hunt, but that won't be for quite some time. Leading the way into the future while valuing our individuality. Okay, that text stayed on screen for a lot longer than I thought it would. I didn't have to rush. It's time for you two to dive into the world of Pokemon. There's Rival Lady. Director Clavel, head of UVA Academy. Paldea is a sprawling region, bursting with lush nature and magnificent landscapes. It is, of course, home to the mysterious creatures known to us as Pokemon. I find it real interesting that, like, after years of having the tradition of the professor doing the opening spiel of, like, welcome to the world of Pokemon. Well, we've now gotten 2 generations in a row where someone other than the main professor is doing it. We had Rose in Sword and Shield, and now we've got Director Clavel in this one. They reside here in great numbers, in fact. It's a Pawmi. Pokemon can be found living all over. In the seas, in the skies, even in our cities and towns. I am going to attempt to do voice acting for like most of the major characters and whatnot for this one. It may take a toll on my throat, but oh well, it's Pokemon, it deserves it. We humans coexist with Pokemon, as we both help one another to live and thrive. What is your hairstyle, my dude? What is your suit style, in fact? My man's got negative drip. Hello, Mason. Finally, I can experience Scarlet and Violet with voice acting. UVA Academy is here to help you learn even more about these precious partners. Yo, that's the Mario mushroom. I want that on my team. Within our halls, people from all regions gather to study together. What is that Taurus? Hello? And as Pokemon trainers, they have their Pokemon do battle, growing alongside them. While our robust curriculum of coursework helps our students draw forth their fullest potential. It is within these whole... Frank, of course, the one text box that progresses on its own is the one I don't read in time. Of course. Pokemon Violet, let's go! There's the region. So I guess Paldean Tauros is a thing. Interesting. Oh, that's one of the Pokemon I saw on Twitter. The Flamingo. I got spoiled on that one. Glad to see it. You get a glimpse of it early, so I wasn't, you know, it's not something that shows up super late, and I got spoiled on it. There are a couple other Pokemon I got spoiled on. I think both of them water types. Oh, there's the parrot. That was in the English trailer. It's really got a frickin' pompadour, huh? For some reason I didn't remember that. Hold on. My mouse cursor was in my face. You couldn't see it, but I could, and it bothered me. Up wing it. What is that low-res shadow on that book? Good lord. Here's the thing, I'm by no means a graphical snob. However, Pokemon can do better than this. Apparently there have been some pretty bad performance issues too, which are concerning. I haven't seen anything, because I've been trying to avoid spoilers, but like, I've heard people talking about it. Why is there a squavit in our house? Mancha. Ah, and there's our mum, who looks nothing like us. See, I like that in in like Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, they actually changed the model of the mum to match your skin tone and hair color. But I guess because you can like customize your hair right from the get-go, that wasn't entirely feasible. I don't know. Good morning, Melody. Also, I know this is based on Spain, but I don't think I can do a good Spanish accent, so I'm just going to default to my usual American. Oh, already in your uniform and everything. Well, it is your first day at your... Reading is hard. Well, it is your first day at your new school, after all. I'm so excited for you. Still, you might want to cool your engines before you go racing out the door. The school contacted me and said that you're supposed to wait here a little while longer. Their words, not mine. Apparently there's something very important for your first day that still hasn't arrived. Probably our first partner Pokemon. Ding dong. Ding dong bing bong. Maybe that's the very thing we're waiting for. Melody, get the door, would you? Okie dokie. Why am I walking? Why aren't I running everywhere like a normal Pokemon protagonist?
Do forgive the intrusion. You are Miss Melody, yes?
Hello, Torvus! Welcome, welcome! We basically just started. We got through the opening spiel.
On behalf of the Academy, I must apologize for the late arrival of your enrollment documents. And also for my delay in introducing myself.
Love the blue hair, yeah, I had to go with that. This was the closest I could get to my hairstyle. I want it longer at the back. But like, I guess it has to be that short so it doesn't clip into the backpack or whatever. Did I already read that line? I think I did.
I am the director of Uva Academy. You may call me Mr. Clavel.
The director? And you came in person to help my daughter with her first day?
Well, I am responsible for the entire Academy, including any failures on its part. So here at last are the enrollment documents that should have already been delivered to you.
in a frickin' shopping bag. Goodness, you really didn't. You really needn't have. Since you came all this way, can I at least offer you a cup of tea?
No need to trouble yourself.
Melody, I've got a thing or two to discuss with the director here. Why don't you head up to your room and finish getting ready for school? You'll need your bag, and your hat as well. Wouldn't be a Pokemon protagonist without a hat. It's mandatory. Now, Mr. Clavel, you simply must join me for a cup. Oh! A cuppa? Oh, are we from Galar? And we moved to Paldea? Because a cuppa, that is very much a British phrase, and also Australians use it as well, but there's no Australian region yet. I should have been given her a British accent this entire time. Yet. Yes, I hope we get one eventually. I feel like it'd be a good fit for, like, if they keep going with the whole open world thing, Australia would be a good fit. I feel. One day. One day.
Well, how can I refuse such a kind offer?
Gonna have to give the mum a British accent now. Good thing my character doesn't talk. Why doesn't my room have a door? It's just stairs and then there's my room. Also, what? This railing is tiny. I could very easily tumble to my death. This is not safe. Mom, I don't think this room is up to code. Oh wait, I forgot the test. Nothing. Oh yes! There is a spinning animation. Let's go. That is the one thing that Legends Arceus failed at. They did not add a spinning animation. I'm glad it's back. You can whip the cream again, yeah. Only our character does. Scarlet Violet character doesn't do a cool pose after it. They just get dizzy. Anyway. Schoolgirl time. And that's why my hair had to be kept short. I'm taking that hat off the moment I get a chance. Press the X button to open your main menu. Press save. There as well. Bag. Okay, cool. Today on... I have no idea how to pronounce that. Queed Adventures? Queued Adventures? We'll see Mesagoza, a city that's home to a well-known academy. Oops, better get going. Oh, and there's the Switch. It's a new Nintendo Switch system. This one's got a bigger screen. Oh, I can turn the camera. So Wait, hold on. What do they call it? A new Nintendo Switch. The new Nintendo Switch. It's the Switch Pro. Switch Pro confirmed by Scarlet and Violet. Yeah. I was trying to remember, like, does the OLED have the, like, white Joy-Cons? Would be funny if the people team had the old Switch. They did that with Sun and Moon, didn't they? I think Team Skull had like the old. I think. Yeah. Yeah, I saw screenshots. I don't know if like maybe your Joy-Cons are randomized or something, but I saw someone post a screenshot where the Joy-Cons were like blue and yellow, and they were like Fortnite Switch confirmed in Scarlet and Violet. Team Skull are awesome, yeah. Probably my favorite evil team. Though that Sun and Moon in general are just my favorite. Okay, can I go? You're not quite ready to go to school yet? Okay. Fortnite is canon in Pokemon. Oh, just look at you. All ready for your big first day. I think they're my favorite too. Really like the characters in the region itself, yeah.
Yes, the uniform of our storied academy suits you quite well.
I feel like... Oh no. I was gonna say, this seems very close to like the uniform that I wore at like either primary school or high school. I think both actually. But like, the shirt's about the right color, but the pants, I think I had like grey pants. So it is different.
Shock. Oh gracious, how very careless of me. I'd entirely forgotten that I've something else for you, Miss Melody. A most important thing. But your living room is hardly the place for it. Would you care to follow me outside?
I forgot. I slipped into a freaking British accent because I was doing one for the mum. God damn it. My accents are all over the place. I'm trying to voice all the characters, but don't expect the voices to be consistent. I wonder what this important thing is. Oh, frick. Reading is hard. I wonder what this important thing might be. Let's follow the director out and see, shall we? One of the characters should have Toad's voice. I don't want to wreck my voice more than I need to. Hello. Nice little house we've got here in the middle of nowhere. Those are some huge ass pumpkins.
Right then, dear Pokemon. Time to come out of your Pokeballs.
There they are. The starters. So I have seen some stuff related to the starters, but I don't know if any of it was actually real. And I don't think I've seen the final evolution of any of them.
We provide each student entering the academy with a Pokemon of their own. I'll ask you to choose which among these three you'd like to have as your partner.
I have, yeah, I think I've seen like 4 leaks that I knew were legit. 2 of them are evolutions for Pokemon, or not leaks even, just spoilers. 2 of them are evolutions for Pokemon that were already revealed. One of them's brand new, and I absolutely would have flipped if I saw it in-game for the first time. And then one of them was like the flamingo that I saw during the opening sequence of the game. So, I got spoiled on it, but I didn't have to wait long to see it.
Sprigatito, the grass cat Pokemon.
Spur. Yeah, I also got to see the flamingo.
Fuecoco, the fire croc Pokemon.
Craw! Love Sprigatito's cry? Ah.
And Quaxley, the duckling Pokemon. bomb. They're all very good company. Why, they usually refuse to even leave my side.
He says as they all come immediately towards me.
What's this? So it turns out they're more interested in you, Miss Melody, than familiar old me. I do wish I could stay and see which one you'll choose, but I must be off to my next home visit. I'll be at the house over there. Take your time with your decision, then come find me once your mind is made up. Now, if you'll excuse me, until next we meet. Reading is hard.
What a mannerly fellow that director of yours is. These three are lovely, but you need to choose just one, right? Not an easy task. Why not take this opportunity to walk about with these little ones and get to know them?
He just left them, yeah.
You got all three, let's go! I'm sure they have lots to teach you. Oh, but before you go, I got you a little something to celebrate your big day. Take it with you if you're going out on your own.
Yo, we got a phone!
The latest model of smartphone, a Pokemon called Rotom lives within it. It can be used to run all sorts of handy apps. It's a brand new phone. According to the instructions, you can check the map by pressing the Y button.
Yo, the phone has a Y button?
It'll help keep you from getting lost, so take good care of your new gadget, okay? Now off you go, have fun!
Okay.
Interesting way of giving us the objective. But like, I know... Look at him. Oh, does the little thing on Fuecoco's head glow? I think it does. That's cool. Oh no, is that Wycombe too? I still can't run. Why can't I run? I didn't mean to open that. The Rotom phone is a popular item used throughout the Paldea region. Adding apps to it gives the trainer access to a variety of useful functions. The Map app. Using the Map app, you can find useful information about the Paldea region. If you... I feel a sneeze coming on, but I just want to come out. If you move the map cursor over your own icon, then press the right stick from side to side, you'll rotate your view along with the map. Handy for getting yourself oriented. If you use the left stick, the magnifying glass, blah blah blah, flying taxis. Those birds do not look large enough to be carrying the taxi. Like, Corviknight made sense, it's a huge ass thing, but these little dudes, I do not trust this taxi. Yo, Lechonk. Speaking of Lechonk, did y'all see? There's a frickin' Lechonk emote. Twitch added it to like celebrate Sword and Shield. It's cool as heck. You just type Lechonk with proper capitalization and it appears. Now, this is a nice garden our mum's got going, and I'm gonna walk all through it. Not gonna have any zombie problems here. I'm still on a bit of a Plants vs Zombies kick. What are y'all doing? Quaxley's interested in the water. Naturally. What is that? Oh, is that... So the item balls glow now? Is that what I'm seeing here? Yo, where's the jingle? It's supposed to do the da 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 da. But I have seen on Twitter people criticizing the graphics. That is that is definitely a cliff texture of some description. Am I saying I could do better? Absolutely not. However, jingle exit. Yo, we're skateboarding on a friggin' on a pumpkin. Alright, let's slowly walk down the path, I guess, because I can't figure out how to run. I want to run. Walking is too slow. Oh, so our neighbor is that Nimona? I can't tell. Why are you wearing orange pants? The school uniform is blue. Or are you not a student? Don't have to run. Oh, true. Because like in I think, did Sun and Moon still have it? Because I know Sword and Shield didn't. I think, but I think Sun and Moon also got rid of it. I guess maybe they're adding it back in. I think Sun and Moon didn't have it. Yeah. Okay, so that's whoa. All of a sudden, I have the ability to run. Just as I was complaining about it. Cabo Poco. Okay. Can y'all get out of the way so I can try reading the sign? Or is this not a sign we can read? It's not a sign we can read. Complain about having no shinies. Welcome. This is I'm probably not gonna voice the generic NPCs. This is Cabo Poco. It's not much, just a little pinch of community, but it's home. Yo, it's the technology guy, the power of science. The power of science is amazing. If you connect with friends, you can head out on adventures together, up to four of you at a time. Amazing. So is this little quote-unquote village just 2 houses, and then these 2 just sort of stand around? I know Pokemon's always played it a bit loose on what constitutes a town, but like, that's a big house. Hey, bruh. It's better than Evergrande City, yeah. Literally just a Pokemon Center. And the Pokemon League. Ah, there she is. Nimona, I think. Are you these three's trainer?
Not quite. Miss Melody has yet to make her choice, you see. I wonder which of them she will choose as her first. I missed the end of that sentence. And now we choose, I suppose.
I've already made my decision. Buenas! We haven't met, have we? Her face was well animated, yeah.
I must say, I wasn't expecting to see you here quite so soon.
Hang on, Director, is this who I think it is?
Yes, this is our Academy's newest student, Miss Melody. She will be attending as of today.
So you're that kid who moved in up the road? I've been dying to find out more about you. I guess I just never left my room and she never had a chance to speak to me. I'm Nimona. Normally I live in the school dorms, but home is here. What do you say, new neighbor? Wanna be friends? Okay. Yeah, sure, enthusiasm. That's that's what we'll call it. Love the enthusiasm. We're gonna get along just fine. I should have said no. Would have been funny.
Miss Nimona is president of our school council and a champion-ranked trainer in her own right.
She's already beat the Bruh. She's already finished her journey. I absolutely love Pokemon battling. In fact, we should have a battle right now, you and me.
Easy now. You two will be in the same class.
Oh shoot, I forgot to disable that timer. Hold on. Hold on, ignore that message. This isn't a collab. I haven't touched it after the Mario Kart collab. Oops. Oops. God damn it. I think I disabled... Did I disable the commands, actually? Didn't disable the timer. If I didn't disable the commands, I should disable them now as well. I did not disable them. I'm disabling them now. Oh, that's embarrassing. Professional streamer, guys. There we go. It's disabled. Alright, I can full screen this again.
Easy now. You two will be in the same class, so you'll have plenty of time to battle later. And to get to know one another better, of course.
We're gonna be neighbors and classmates? Nice! We'll be able to battle all we want.
On that note, Miss Melody, have you decided which of these Pokemon you would like to be your first partner?
Okay, so, admittedly, I didn't feel particularly strongly about any of the starters, and I still kind of don't. They're good. I like them more than Sword and Shield starters, but at the same time, there's not one that like super sticks out to me more than the rest. Quaxley I felt like a little less strongly about, so it was between Sprigatito and Fuecoco. And then I realized, after mapping out which Pokemon I'd chosen for each generation, if I choose Fuecoco, then I've chosen each type of starter 3 times. So I'm going with Fuecoco. That is that is a pixelated ass shadow. That's Fuecoco, a fire-type Pokemon. It's surprising, really? He's a little guy. I like him. You hype up Sprigatito, then leave it in the dust. Shake him. I still like Sprigatito. I like Fuecoco as well. Quaxley's pretty alright as well, but like less. I'm feeling a little less strongly. But all the starters are good this time. Like, admittedly, I don't feel as strongly about them as I have like starters from past gens, but I do think they are pretty good. At least comparatively to like Sword and Shields, which I didn't really like any of them. The burning hot sparks it scatters will fry any and all plants in a flash.
Would you like to go with our good fire-type Pokemon Fuecoco here?
Yes. The only concern I had about Fuecoco is, like, it cuts me off from fire types, and if the theory people had about it being a ghost pepper was real, it cuts me off from ghost types as well. And I love ghost types. So I may come to regret this decision at some point, but we'll see. You chose Fuecoco. Da 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 da. Would you like to get... Oh shoot, I didn't think about what I'm going to theme my nicknames around. I forgot. I forgot to think about this. I always have a theme with my nicknames. Like when I played Omega Ruby, I named my Pokemon after Fire Emblem characters. I've done a couple where I just named them after my OCs. Legends Arceus, I named them after VTubers. Sword and Shield, I named them after, like, the scientific name of the species they're based on. This is the GooTuber. What do I do? I should have thought about this in advance. I mean, yes, I do want to give it a nickname. But what do I name it? I have an easiest old Pokemon named Oramel. I'm just looking around my room for inspiration. What if I just named them after games on my shelf? You know what? Dragalia is ending soon. What if I honored it by naming all of my Pokemon in this playthrough after Dragalia lost characters? I'm gonna do that. This is Yuden. My boy! Let's go! I just finished Dragalia Lost Story the other day. It's nice, I like it. Why am I carrying a crocodile on my freaking shoulder? Let's go, Yuden! Oh, who am I gonna name? Because I know I want Fido on my team. So I'm gonna have to figure out who I want to name Fido after. Though I guess I should save thinking about that until I see what gender I catch.
Fuecoco seems to have taken quite a liking to you, Miss Melody. This is your first Pokemon, yes? Please raise it with love and care.
Also, I should probably, like, make a list of Dragalia characters so that whenever I'm catching them, I have names handy.
And of course, be sure to keep it tucked safely inside a Pokeball.
All of a sudden, one just appears in my hand.
Melody, I can't believe you actually chose Fuecoco.
I mean, like, way to make the perfect choice for you. You two make such a good combo. Can I choose one of these Pokemon too, Director Clavel?
Oh, but did you not receive a Pokemon when you entered the Academy, Miss Nimona?
Yeah, isn't the... Pokemon fans with the rifle is nice. Isn't the... She's already a champion trainer, and she's already... She's, like, class president, so clearly she's been at the Academy for a while. Why is she... Not back then, no. I had other Pokemon I was focused on raising at the time. Oh, okay. That is a nice tree in the background. Look at those leaves. Oh no, she fought them by herself. But now I want to raise a new Pokemon alongside Melody while she raises her own new partner.
Indeed, a rather splendid idea. If you wish to raise one of these Pokemon on equal footing with Miss Melody here, I shall be more than happy to allow it.
Yes! Since Melody chose Fuecoco, I'll go for this little one. Nice to meet you, Sprigatito. Welcome to the team. I wonder if someone else is going to get Quaxley then. I liked how Sword and Shield did it. Where, like, yeah, your rival chooses the one that's weak to you, but then the champion chooses the one that's strong against you. And I think that's really neat. Spur! Alright then. Now that we've chosen our Pokemon, we have to battle. I'll be waiting for you down at the beach. Come join me when you're ready. I thought we had... Don't we have to go to school?
As you may have noticed, Miss Nimona is a tad overly fond of Pokemon battling.
Choose Grookey so the champion has too weak to rock.
But I do hope you'll join her for a battle. It will help you to get to know your own Pokemon as well.
I thought I had to go to school, though. What's going to happen with Quaxley? Yeah, I was... I was trying to talk to the duck, actually. Heckin' Donald Duck ass thing. Man, her house is like direct access to the beach. Jeez. Living the life of luxury here. Anyone can be a Pokemon trainer as long as they have Pokemon by their side. And it's our duty as trainers to help our Pokemon grow stronger through battle. So, you ready to battle me, Melody? Okay. Perfecto! I'm so excited. For this battle, I think I'll use...
Miss Nimona. I trust you remember that Miss Melody is wholly inexperienced in Pokemon battling.
I like that the Quaxley is still following behind him. They didn't just ignore it. Whoops. Good call, Director. I was about to send out one of my usual partners right off the bat. I guess I'll take this chance to try out my new buddy instead. Sakurai just posted a video of his cat on YouTube. Nice. I haven't been keeping up with Sakurai's videos. I've had too much to do, too much to watch. I'll have to take a refresher course at some point. Come on, Melody. Let's have us a fruitful battle. Challenged by Pokemon Trainer Nimona. Weed Cat. I know this is your first Pokemon battle, so let's just have some fun. Yo, we start with Ember? Bro, this is gonna be easy. Is she gonna comment on super effective moves? You must have been studying up. Smart. Fire is strong against grass. I'm getting flashbacks to Hop. Every time we battle her, she's going to comment on us using super effective moves. Well, that was easy. Hey, level up. Wow, not bad, neighbor. Look at you, winning your first battle ever? You've got even more potential than I thought. You're gonna be a strong trainer for sure. Now I want to try a different strategy. Let's go again, just one more battle. Quaxley just waddling into frame.
Miss Melody and her Fuecoco are surely weary already from that last battle.
Sorry. I got kinda caught up in all the excitement. I'm really sorry, Melody. Same to your Fuecoco, too.
Don't worry about it.
Alright, thanks, Melody.
You two seem to be becoming fast friends, though you've only just met.
Kinda wish there was a second battle. Imagine she had a super secret strat. Her Sprigatito secretly knows Bubble for some reason. She just busts out a TM and teaches a water gun. She gave Sprigatito close combat or something.
Can I count on you to take your new schoolmate here under your wing, Miss Nimona? I'm sure she can learn a great deal from a champion-ranked trainer such as yourself.
You bet, sir. Yeah, I was gonna comment on the fact that, like, wow, she's a freaking... She's already beaten the gym challenge, and she's still only in school. But then, like, most of the player characters fall under that. They're at an age when they should still be in school, even if they're not. Also, wow, I keep getting distracted by those shadows. Why are they so pixelated? You bet, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Since you're new to training Pokemon, here's an app you'll definitely need. You have a smartphone, right? Let me see it for a sec. Pokedex app. The fact that the phone just swings out like that, it could really just expose something that you don't want other people to see. The Pokedex will automatically register any Pokemon you catch. It's a must-have for Pokemon trainers. It's a super handy app. Our homeroom teacher, Mr. Jacques, actually made it himself. Suppose shadows are relatively expensive for the GPU. I guess. Like, I won't claim to know all that much about game development. I tried for a while, but like, now I work in IT and I don't want to have to look at code in my in my time off. Odyssey also had some pixelated shadows, but not as bad as this. It's been ages since... Like, when did Odyssey come out? Like the first year of the Switch? We're due for a new 3D... Well, I guess not even 3D. We're due for a new mainline Mario. Don't even know it's the GPU. It does it. That does shadows with something GPU... Yeah. Man. It's been... friggin... what, 5 years? We are definitely due for a new mainline Mario. Also, apparently, has every region just developed its own Pokedex app? It's like, oh, Mr. Jacques made it, even though over in Galar, the professor already made one. Like, just add the Pokemon to the existing one. What are you doing? It's not like freaking... Like, oh, I downloaded Google Maps Australia, but then I went to the UK. I had to download Google Maps UK. Just have it all in one app.
Back in my day, we used ordinary paper and handwritten notes to compile our Pokedexes.
How old is this guy? Because, like... Or I guess we don't know where this fits in the Pokemon timeline at the moment. Because Pokédexes have been around for quite some time, they just used to be a separate device.
It's quite the age we live in now.
Dudes from Italy. Filling out a Pokédex by hand? I can't even imagine how much work that would take.
Oh. No, I suppose you can't. Yet, no matter how much times change, the wonder of meeting new Pokemon never does. That is truly a timeless pleasure. The more Pokemon that you encounter, the more you'll find yourself growing and changing. I hope you will both work hard towards the goal of completing your own Pokédexes.
Yo, that's the secret 4th storyline. We've got one story for the gimmick plot, one story for the gym challenge, one story for the evil team, and the secret 4th story for completing the Pokédex. Nice Metroid cameo there.
Now, Miss Nimona, I do still have a few matters to discuss with your parents. Could I depend on you to see Miss Melanie to the academy? You would be doing me quite the favor.
Of course, leave it to me.
Then I leave her in your capable hands. Alright, little one, it's time you and I were on our way.
I hope, like, every time we see Clavel, Quaxly's just sort of wandering around behind him. Maybe I ought to make a little more time to work on my Pokédex along with all my battling. Oh, right. Speaking of Pokédexes, Melody, you've probably never caught a wild Pokemon, right? I'll show you the ropes before I take you to... They're gonna force us to do the catching tutorial, aren't they? I do like how Sword and Shield, like, basically let you skip the catching tutorial if you showed that you knew how to do it already. Like, if you caught a Pokemon before the catching tutorial happens, they just don't give you the tutorial. Because they're like, oh yeah, you know how to do it. But now they're not giving us an opportunity. Oh, if you press minus, you open the Pokédex. And then you can, or you can... Oh, we got money. Alright, catching tutorial time. Where you at, girl? Oh. Oh, Melody. I hear that Nimona here will be taking you to school. That's right, ma'am. Leave it to me. So you've already managed to make a friend. Yo, our trainers actually emoting? They're not just stone-faced like in Sword and Sun and Moon. But I've read all about the wonderful teachers you'll have looking after you at school. Plus, so many handy facilities you can use as much as you like. Add in your new friend Nimona, and it sounds like your school life is shaping up to be fantastic. Now, you'll be staying in the school dorms, so I want you to promise me you'll eat proper meals. Yeah, I'll definitely eat proper meals. I'm definitely not gonna have 2-minute noodles every day. Here's a bit of spending money to start off with. I also packed a lunch for your first day. Yo, sandwich. Sandwich get. Oh, and maybe you'd better take these too. Potions. Da 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 da. Literally eating cinnamon buns right now. It's very proper. I had pizza for dinner, so I'm totally eating proper. I'm gonna close my blinds. It's starting to get darker outside. Use them on up. No, I skipped it. I know every day in your new life is going to be full of exciting experiences far from home. Just try to savor them all, the good times and the hard times too. But if you ever want to come back home, you know your bed is always ready for you. Reminding me of my real mum. That's like basically what my mum said when I moved out. It's like, hey, if you ever need to come back, you know, your room's always ready for you. I'm doing alright on my own. As alright as I can, I suppose. Oh, alright then. You two had better be off, I suppose. Take care on the way to school. Off she goes. Your mother's so nice, Melody. Oh, but I was going to teach you how to catch Pokemon. Come on, vamos! I assume that's Spanish. This way! Yeah, okay, let me follow off. Game, can I have control back, please? Wow, it really is just 2 houses. So are those people Nemona's parents then? Because, like, if not, where do they live? Alright, this here is Poco Path. Yo, what are those white things? Is that the new regional bug? Lashonk. It's the path that leads to adventure for you and me. I thought it was a shiny. Out here, things are different than in town. You're gonna see wild Pokemon out and about. They'll be on the path in the grass and such. And in the grass and such. Get too close to one, and you'll have to battle. But you've got free Cocoa for that, right? And if you want to try to catch a Pokemon, you gotta use a good old Pokeball. Remember finding the Alola bug the first time thinking it was a shiny? I've got tons. Have a few. Da 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 da. Oink oink. Oh, what luck! It's time for some learning by doing. Try battling this Lechonk, Melody. Oh, so instead of just having someone show you how to do it, they just get you to do it yourself. Okay. Less hand-holdy. I mean, I guess the same amount of hand-holdy, but... Yo, that is very clearly... Well, I guess not clearly, but I can see it. That's the Japanese text, and they just blurred it out, instead of using a screenshot from the English version. Okay. You can try to catch wild Pokemon you're battling by pressing X and then throwing a ball. When you're having a hard time catching a Pokemon, try to deal damage to it before throwing another Pokeball. That should give you a better chance of success. They did that even in the trailers. Alright. Let's tackle him. Lower Japanese text box and insert English text. We'll do one more. Oh shoot, who do I name the pig after? I like the little 2D artwork. Like, I feel like it captures the same feel of the sprites without, you know, being the sprites again. More so than what Legends Arceus did, where it's just like a picture of the Pokemon's head. Lechonk Starter has been added to the Pokedex. This Pokemon spawns all but the finest foods. Its body gives off a herb-like scent that bug Pokemon detest. Spawns all but the finest foods. I'm gonna name it after one of the dragons in the game. Nemus. Who really likes food. Nemus was introduced during a event that was basically a parody of, like, Iron Chef. Nemus. And added to the party. Dragalia had some wild events. Like, I think during their second year, one of their summer events was a freaking, like, a lot of people were drawing comparisons to Danganronpa. Because it was like a killing game type thing. On an island, which is like, oh, it's just like Danganronpa 2. Oh, I'm gonna miss Dragalia. Ha! That was awesome. You caught the very first Pokemon you went for. Dragalia Lost had some crossovers too, right? Yeah. They did 2 with Fire Emblem Heroes. Fortnite. I actually did. I did a meme where I was like pointing out, like, oh, fellas, if your game has characters that use guns, a battle royale mode, crossovers as part of the canon lore, that's not your game. That's Dragalia Lost. Yeah, they had like a couple crossovers with Fire Emblem Heroes, one with Mega Man, one with Monster Hunter, and one with Persona 5, which people are now memeing that any game that crosses over with Persona 5 is gonna shut down. And then they also had one with one of Cygames' other franchises, Princess Connect, I think it's called. Oh yeah, it also did have a cube thing, yes. The cube things were very important to the story, as it turned out. No one knew what their deal was at first, but it was revealed eventually. I'm crummy when it comes to actually catching Pokemon. Maybe you should give me tips. Oh, so that's why she didn't like give us the outright tutorial. She's garbage at it. Anyway, have some more Pokeballs, just in case. Not every catch works out. Yo, more free stuff? Weaken the Pokemon, then throw the Pokeball. Remember that, and you'll be fine. Now go battle those wild Pokemon and catch some of them. Let's meet back up at the lighthouse over there. You can see our school from the top. When the Pokemon you see wandering around in the tall grass caves and elsewhere, They're wild Pokemon. If you run into one, battle will begin. You can also start a battle by looking towards a wild Pokemon and throwing one of your Pokeballs at it using the ZR. Okay. Interesting. I see an item. Ba-ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba. Well, I understand why they took out the like little paws and whatnot to like bend down and pick up an item, because people complained about that. But I don't know, I like little touches like that. Now what is this thing? Oh, it's a little spider! Tarantula. Because it's frowned, okay. Wait, this isn't the song that Toby Fox composed. At least not the one I heard on Twitter. What's this one for then? What's that one for then? That's probably enough. I'm afraid of spiders, but this one is so cute, yeah. Oh, but now I have to think of what I'm gonna name it. Tarantula. Da 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 da. Round? That's like one of the, that's like a singing move, isn't it? Is Fuecoco gonna be a singer? Singing crocodile? Oh, yo. The thread it secretes from its rear is as strong as wire. The secret behind the thread's strength is the topic of ongoing research. The string ball Pokemon. You know what? There's actually a Dragalia lost character called Taro, I'm pretty sure. So what if I just name him that? Nice and easy. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure that's accurate, because I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure it is. Taro's like, he's a samurai from Hinamoto, and he inherited his father's armor. But because it's like, it's very important to him, it's got like sentimental value, he's afraid of the armor getting damaged in battle. Yeah. And that fits with the thread being super strong and being wrapped around the spider. It's like armor. I wonder if it's gonna become like bug steel since its thread is as strong as wire. Maybe it'll actually get wires or something. Hello, Hoppip. Oh, I was about to say, the others just gonna stick around in the background, and then no, they disappeared. Oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna call this one. Actually, hold on, I need to make sure I'm remembering the name right. Is it Pipple? Oh wait, but Pipple's male, isn't he? Hold on. Okay, no, Pipple is male. Right, okay. Maybe I'll... Actually, let's get Lechonk to take care of this one. Get some EXP. Go, Nemus! Then I'll see if I can get a male Hoppip, so I can name it Pipple. So I haven't read Pipple's adventurer story, so I don't know what Pipple's deal is, but it's like a living vegetable for some reason. Mail, there we go. I wonder what the decision was behind making Hoppip's leaves spin like a freaking helicopter. Because that wasn't originally a thing. That wasn't a thing back in Pokemon Stadium. This was something they added in X and Y. Is that ball floating or... I'd add that at least. Outside of cold regions, Hoppip can be found practically everywhere. This is because the wind carries this species all over the world. Because Hoppip is based on a dandelion. But since it has Pip in its name, I'm gonna name it Pipple. After a living vegetable. Fun fact, Pipple is one of the few Dragalia Lost characters to actually appear outside of Dragalia Lost, as he makes a cameo appearance in Princess Connect. Or at least members of his species does. We don't know if you know, the original Pipple is there. Oh, hello. Scatterbug. Oh, does that mean... I wonder. Because, like, I know Scatterbug in X and Y, the form of Vivillon it would evolve into was based on your region, like where in the world you are. So, like, I got the river version of Vivillon because I live in Australia. So I wonder if it's going to be handled the same way here. New patterns maybe? Potentially. Though it does already have a lot. Or perhaps pattern isn't based on region in this game. Just whatever Spain had back then. Could be. The main reason I wonder, because like it makes sense that they just do it the same way they did before, but like I'd like a chance at getting a different one. Because like, you know, I already have the river version. I used the river version on my team in X and Y. Scatterbug starter has been added to the Pokédex. Alright, I'm supposed to read that out. This Pokemon scatters poisonous powder to repel enemies. It will eat different plants depending on where it lives. Ah, so that's their explanation for why it... why it gets different patterns. Then what are we going to call Scatterbug? I feel like... What was the dude's name? Zarden. Zarden's kind of... Zarden is admittedly a bit self-obsessed. He carries around a mirror wherever he goes. However, he does get an alt later into the game that I didn't see the story of it, but the alt is referred to as Beautician Zarden. And I feel like that fits with all of the different patterns that Vivillon can have. Welcome to the party, Zarden. Oh, so those gaps are probably like the evolutions for what we currently have. Hello. How? Ah, like that. Yo, Revive just sitting out here on a rock? Pokeball. You really think about the names, I just call them the word for elevator in a made-up language. Yeah, I like to try and make the names make sense a bit. That's why I have a theme in the first place. Or a mellow. How do I get up there? Is that something for later when we have our legendary, perhaps? Oh, rare candy already. Yeah, I think that's something for later, because I don't see a way of getting up there. Now, I did see a bird flying around that I think was Fletchling. Some dudes in the tree. Hoppip. Or maybe I just saw a Hoppip. I thought I saw a Fletchling. But perhaps not. Just having a bit of a wander. Yo, Sparkle? Okay, so I guess the item balls are like set items in set locations, and then you can also just have sparkles that are probably randomly occurring. Poor Me is way smaller than I thought it would be. I guess it makes sense since it's, I guess, supposed to be the Pika clone of the game. But like, wow, that's a small. That's level 5, it can probably take an Ember. How strong? Oh, they're both 40, okay. It probably can't take another one now. So I'll just throw a ball. Oh, what am I... Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, yes. I can name it off... Because Poor Me is like a mouse, right? Me must learn disarming voice. What is with all these voice moves we're getting? Poor Me. Yeah, it's a mouse. Okay, perfect. The pads of its paws are electricity discharging organs. Poor Me fires electricity from its forepaws while standing unsteadily on its hind legs. Now, let me Google just to make sure this is the character I think it is. I want to make sure. Galia. Is this? Yes. So Poor Me will be named as soon as I maximize. Poor Me will be named. Mitsuhide, the leader of the Mouse Clan, one of the 12 worm clans of Hinomoto, who unfortunately, because end of service happened, we never got to meet like 5 of the 12 clan leaders, and we only got to meet like, I think 4 of the packed worms. Maybe 3, no, yeah, 4. But yes, Mitsuhide leads the Mouse Clan, which is why we're naming Poor Me after her. All I heard was Worm Clan. I mean, yes, but also spelled differently. Like, you switch the O with a Y. Worm. As in like a dragon. Poor Me has been registered. They're just handing out revives right now, huh? Dragons are just fancy worms. Oh no, that is a fletchling. Hold on, how did I do this again? It's not what I meant to do. Eh. only level 3, so I probably can't take much. Oh, I can take one more, probably. Interesting that they've got Fletchling constantly flying during battle, because Fletchling was originally one of the few bird Pokemon that didn't constantly fly during battle. Like, apparently they've updated some of the flying types to not look like they're constantly flying, but then they've gone and done the opposite with Fletchling. Easy. Got a Fletchling Feather. I'm getting a lot of items from these Pokemon. I wonder what they're for. I think there was a crafting thing. I guess it makes sense after Legends Arceus had classing. Crafting. Fletchling, the tiny robin Pokemon. Fletchling can be found in both rural and urban areas. They once had a huge territorial dispute with Squawkabilly. I guess that's the... Oh, it's named like after a rockabilly. Okay. That's probably the new parrot with the pompadour. Fights broke out all over town. I like that, like, since Sun and Moon, they've actually been giving the old Pokemon, like, new Dex entries, because before then, like, the old ones would just get reused a lot. Now we're getting actual new ones. Fletchling, I'm gonna be real simple here. No one's fought but made up friends now. Am I spelling that right? Phoenix. Because there's a dragon in Dragalia Lost called Phoenix, and it's a firebird lady. And Fletchling evolves into a firebird, so... Easy. Do we want Fletchling? I'll put it in the box for now. We can... I don't have that much of my team figured out, because they showed... I really only use new Pokemon during my first playthrough of a new Pokemon game. But because they showed off so few new Pokemon, I haven't been able to plan out my team yet. Aside from, like, Fido. And that one Mario mushroom. You can keep 6 Pokemon in your party at once. Any other Pokemon can be sent to your Pokemon boxes for safekeeping. From the main menu, you can select boxes to open them up. From there, choose Pokemon to swap in and out of your current team. Okie dokie. Wonder what the Mario mushroom really is. I think it's supposed to be rock salt. But, you know, I don't know for certain. That's just what it looks like to me. It's just shaped like a Mario mushroom, so I prefer to call it that. Potion. I think I've probably caught everything that's on this route, but I might as well have a look around. I wonder what it's going to evolve into. If it even evolves. We don't know that. What is that? It's sparkling. I want it. I want it. I can't climb though. This isn't Breath of the Wild. Scarlet Violet takes place in Galaxy 2's universe. Hey. Hey, Melody. You getting the hang of how to catch Pokemon okay? Let me see. So far you've caught... Okay. Whoa, what was that? Whoa, oh. I've never heard that kind of cry before. Could be some super strong Pokemon or something. I say we find whatever made that cry. Let's take a look around, Melody. Just be careful. There's a kind of unsafe cave not far from here, so steer clear. I know your Rotom phone can help keep you safe, but watch your step by these cliffs anyway. Yo, can we just sort of like jump off? Oh, it's running for us. Oh, there he is. Oh no, he's being attacked by Houndours. Rah. It's the boy. Bruh. Well, that's it. Game over. We're dead. Oh. Huh? Did our phone just freaking... Well, that didn't look goofy at all. I thought it was going to be like, oh no, we're falling, but the Pokemon caught us. But no, we just freaking grabbed onto our phone. Okay. Yipe, yipe. Looked actually how I broke our legs from that, yeah. Yeah, it looked like I hit the ground and then my phone came out and lifted me up. Maybe I just wasn't... Maybe I'm just not good at judging, like, distance or whatever, but it definitely looked like my legs hit the ground. It's Miraidon. Grrr. Mysterious Pokemon seems to be too weak to move. Maybe you can give it something to help it perk up? Potion, I guess? Doesn't seem like that'll do the trick. Super Potion? Oh, okay, so they did expect me to use the revives. Probably. The sandwich? I guess that explains why it opened up on the key items tab. Imagine if it is the sandwich. Hey, you want my lunch? Dude only wants the Subway. Yeah? Hey, yo, my dude, you want a sandwich? He do be eaten. And apparently that's enough to perk it back up. I guess. Oh, and there's the cave that we were warned about, probably. Off he goes. How are we gonna get back up, though? Are we just gonna grab on our Rotom phone and fly back up? Ah, yes! Okie doke. Things are definitely happening. No, don't go. Damn, that subway had some stuff apparently. Oh, he's back. Oh, we can move. Is there anything down here on the beach? No. The only way is through that tunnel. So I guess we gotta follow him. Inlet grotto. Oh, and I can't run. I am once again limited to own... Oh no, I can run again. Yo, that's pretty. Hey. Oi! Melody! Or is it supposed to be oi? Or is it oh yeah? Oh, I thought those were gemstones. It looks more like glowing moss. Also, wow, that is some quality texture work. Like, you see the rock face up there, that looks fine, and then the stuff she's standing on, I'll stop complaining about the graphics. I know that's not what y'all are here for. There you are, Melody. Are you okay? You're not hurt, right? I'm fine, apparently. Thank goodness, I was really worried. If you'd gotten hurt because I said we should go looking for whatever made that cry. No, never mind that. Right now we've got to focus on getting you back up here. You just gotta find some way to climb out of here. If you get close enough, I'll try pulling you up with one of my Pokemon's moves. Oh look, someone's playing Dark Souls. I'm here for the subway. Y'all see that the picnic animation with the eating the thing. Fantastic animation. Okay. Hey, what's that Pokemon in front of you? It looks super strong. Kinda seems like it's waiting for you. Does it want you to follow it? Oh. It's quite cheesy, but I like the bipod. Wow, that was amazing! That Pokemon might be as strong as mine, maybe even stronger. Yo, is that a Yongoose? Female Yongoose. Even if they hella did that just to not make it shoot subway model. I might have to use one of the other. Oh no. We good, we good. What am I gonna do with you? Because, like, there is a detective type character in Dragalia Lost, but it's not female. It spends its waking hours searching endlessly for food. When Yongoose is hungry, its ferocity gains a certain edge. What to name you? What to name you? It's a mongoose. A mongoose. That shouldn't make me laugh. And that's not what I accidentally pressed B too many times. Oh well, it's not gonna go on our team anyway. I'll come up with a name for it later. Not party. Like, you can rename Pokemon whenever now, I'm pretty sure. So it should be fine. I saw a thing up there. That's a Houndoom. We're probably not strong enough for that yet, so I'll ignore that dude for now. Oh, I see what it's doing. It's just not letting us run when we're too close to Miraidon. Oh, hello, Diglett. Hit him. Oh, what do I name Diglett? See, this is why I should have thought up my theme earlier, because then I could have been prepared and I would have had like a list of Dragalia lost characters out in front of me. I'll have to do that tomorrow morning or something. Or maybe if I give myself a little bit of time before bed, I can make the list. Its skin is very thin. If it is exposed to light, its blood heats up, causing it to grow weak. Well, damn. Should I nickname it? Why do I want to call you? I can't think of anything, and this isn't a Pokemon it's an old Pokemon, so it's definitely not going to go on our team. So for now, I'm going to just put it in the box, and I'll come up with a name for it later. I'll think of it tonight, and then like start of tomorrow's stream, I'll show off what I've named, like Young Goose and Diglett, and anything else that we don't name tonight, because I just wasn't prepared. I hadn't even thought of what my theme was going to be yet. Oh, that's a lot of Houndour. I was going after the... I just wanted the Pokeball. Up, and there they go. Bye-bye. Where'd the Pokeball go? Where'd the item ball go? I saw it. There it is. I knew I saw one. Hey, heads up! Some pretty rough and rowdy Houndour live in this cave. I'm glad you got your bodyguard, but watch your back. Eh? Why is there an invisible wall here? Are your summon runners getting another stage in the chill season? Oh, nice. I knew the big run was coming. I didn't know there was a new stage. That's cool. Okay, so that's the way to go. Is the invisible wall on this side as well? Did they... Why was there an invisible wall there? I am very confused. Oh, there's another wall. Another wall destroyed. Come on, bro? Bro, thank you. Oh my gosh, it straight up pulverized that rock. I wonder what move that was. Man, I want to see it up close. I've got to say the Subway had hella energy in it. Melody, look out! Something's coming! Oh, the Houndour sneaking up from behind? Behind you! It's behind you! How are you able to see this? Where are you seeing this from? Oh, there's the Houndoom we saw before. You'd be fed for an entire month with just that one. Doom! What do you mean there's no way you could run from this opponent? It's level 40. I'm gonna die. It didn't even show the animation. It's just like, yeah, you died. Haha, have fun. Toss Pokeball? I could have done that. 5% chance ain't that. Here comes Miraidon to save the day. Oh no, the little dude's here too. It would be funny if that was possible. To quote my good friend Professor Laventon, Pokemon are terrifying creatures. Hey! Oh, that's where you were seeing it from. Up here, quick! Ah, I see. Yes, making the jumping animations even though you can fly. I assume they probably did that because they just sort of like reused the scene for Koraidon, and Koraidon can't fly. But still, it looks a little silly when it's got like boosters for legs, but it's still like jumping from platform to platform. Way to go! For a second I thought you were both goners. And out we go. Oh no, the energy ran out. Whoa, what's wrong? Maybe it used up all its power? What's this Pokemon anyway? It kind of looks like a Cyclizar, but I've never seen one quite like this before. And now it looks different from a minute ago. You think it's okay? New subway time! I don't know. You can't tell either, huh, Melody? Well, all that aside, I'm seriously glad to have you back up here in one piece. The One Piece! The One Piece is real! You know something? That battle down there was really something. You and this fella looked perfectly in sync facing down that Houndoom. What do you mean? What do you mean I looked in sync? I was just standing there getting attacked. What? You didn't even tell it what to do? I guess it's not like you're this Pokemon's trainer yet, huh? Hey, he's awake again. Oh good, it looks like it perked up a little. Do you think this fella was the one making the mysterious cry we heard before? Gaios. Yows. Oh man, oh man, oh man! The more I look at this Pokemon, the more mysterious it seems. If you become its trainer, you gotta let me battle against it. Let's exchange numbers so we can get in touch if we somehow get separated again. Yo, she's got a black phone case. And here, this'll let you teach your Pokemon a move that'll help it battle stronger opponents. Swift. TMs are back. Alright, that's what the crafting was for. You can craft TMs, but TMs are back to being single use. Think before you use it though, TMs can only be used once. You've both been through enough for a minute. I think we better take a breather. Let's just get to the lighthouse. That'll be a good spot to relax. Okie dokie. You're just standing there? Okay. Yo, item? I missed an item. What are y'all doing? What is that? What is that fletchling doing? You okay, buddy? That's a wall you're trying to fly into there. Okay. And then finally got tired. Oh, there's the other dude. The dude for the herb quest. I was trying to ignore him and take a look around the back of the lighthouse. Why, that little... What are you doing out here?
I'm not talking to you two. You can shove off.
This was not what I expected him to be like from the trailers. Wait, I know you. Aren't you Arvin? You enrolled in the humanities track, right? What kind of theme is this? I wasn't even really listening, but like, wow, this is, yeah. This is something. For some reason, it's kind of reminding me of like Splatoon's like single-player songs. But that might just be because I got Splatoon on the brain. Aren't you the son of that Pokemon professor? Pokemon researcher, Professor Churro? Splatoon clan blitz. Oh wait, what's the... I was gonna do the clan blitz, like, barrier down music, but I'd forget what it sounds like. So Arvin's the son of the professor. Interesting. I was the son of Crypto, dude. Doesn't matter who my dad is. The real issue here is what in the world is this Pokemon doing out here? And what is this form it's in? I met at the bottom of this cliff. See, we heard a strange cry, and we tried to investigate, but Melody fell off a cliff. That Pokemon saved her, but it seems like it kind of wore itself out in the process. It got kind of slumpy afterwards. But you should have seen it before. It looked totally different. It was unbelievably strong. Well, yeah, as it should be. But it can't fight like while it's like this. The form Miraidon takes in battle. That's its true form. Miraidon? Is that this Pokemon's name? How do you know it? I got the ghost. You can't go in the lab. It's locked. I don't remember ever seeing you around, but given the uniform, you go to the academy too, do you? Miraidon isn't the sort of Pokemon that any old trainer can hope to command. It's special. Special how? What sort of Pokemon is it? You think you're up to ordering Miraidon around? Then how about I test your worthiness? Okay. I probably should have healed first, but well, look at you. Quite the little go-getter. I've been feeling all out of sorts, so I'm gonna use this battle to blast these doldrums away. Arvan. Well, I guess the fact that he's the son of the professor. These memories are leaving a bad taste in my mouth, and I want it gone. I guess that explains how the... Oh, I actually already got healed up. Okay. I guess that explains how the professor fits into the story, because I didn't see how they would come into it. Wait, does he only have a Squavit? Bruh? He got a critical bite. Oh, right, because I got stab on Tackle, don't I? Oh, on Ember, rather. I like the way they've textured the Pokemon now. It looks nice. Yo, level up for Taro. Taro learns Struggle Bug. It seems you know a thing or two about battle. We got money. Wow, Melody, that was awesome.
I guess I wasn't ever going to stand a chance using some Pokemon I'd only just caught. But if you really think you can take Miraidon off my hands for me, you'll need this.
I didn't say anything about taking it off my hands. Bro, you are assuming so much right now.
It's the Pokeball that the brute's been kept in.
Okay. So why do you have it?
Anyway, that thing's your problem now, not mine. Good luck.
What? Oh yeah. Can you not hear me or something? Fine, be that way, but you better actually show up for school. What a weirdo. Speaking of, we should probably go to school, shouldn't we? We took a massive detour. That Arvin guy really knows more than he's letting on. Did he steal it from the professor? Perhaps. Next time he and I are battling, I'm gonna wring some answers out of him. She's really got a one-track mind. But oh right, we gotta climb the lighthouse. Can't wait to show you the view of our school. Or we could just go there. That too, we're gonna be late on our first day, ma'am. Also, I'm guessing, from what he said, I'm guessing this is supposed to lead to the lab. The door is locked. Is that a scatterbug inside? I think so. Get out from behind the tree. So I want to see, is there anything behind the lighthouse? There is. Gimme. They are laying it on thick with the revives. The chunk. Up we go. Southern Province, Area 1. Look, Melody, that's Messagoza. And that huge building with the Pokeball on it is our school. It's gonna be so great having you in the same class, Melody. But all that schoolwork. Looking forward to it. Right? I can't wait to get back. We're gonna have to learn so much and battle so much. Isn't it awesome what you can see from up here? Mountain. Oh, look at that mountain texture. I'll shut up. You know what's waiting for you all over these natural spaces? Tons of Pokemon. Consider this me officially telling you, welcome to Paldea. But anyway, like you can see, it's kind of a hike to get to school from here. Let's make it to Los Platos for starters. That's right on the way. Vamos! Come on! Okie dokie. Head to Los Platos. I see a sparkle. Roast berry. How? I'm curious. Okay. So you. The line showed up, but the area name didn't. It's like here, Southern Province Area 1. Then if we go back, Pokepop. So like I was gonna wonder like Like, how would a Nuzlocke even work in an open world Pokemon? And I guess the answer is that it's open world, but it is split up into different named areas. So you can probably use that as your guide for when you're allowed to catch a Pokemon and when you're not. Okay. I want to put someone else in the lead so that I'm not just giving Yuden all the EXP. So I guess I'll put I know Pika clones don't normally evolve. All right, I forgot. They don't force you into battles anymore. If you talk to a Pokemon trainer like me, it means we're gonna battle. Oh wait, he's a generic trainer. Why am I giving him a voice? Youngster Elian. Why does he have suspenders? Tarantula. Get him. Struggle bone. Ooh. It's fine. Bruh? Oh, did Struggle Bug lower my stats or something? Ah! Well. That didn't go so well. That's okay, we will counter with our own Tarantula. Did see it, I did no. Pipple and absorb. Your Pokemon are strong, huh? Alright. This will not be good for the Nuzlocke. Ah yes, the Nuzlocke that I've already failed by catching this many Pokemon. Just bullied the kid for some money. Hey, he wanted to battle. I guess I'll put Tarantula in the lead. I see a Psyduck. Oh, item. He wanted to get punched. Is that a Ducklet? It's a... Oh no, it's an Azurill. Oh wait, is this... This is the Toby Fox song. Toba Fox. I should be using something I have stabbed with. Or not. Alright, it's fairy type. I think one more and... I probably don't need to lower it this much. It's a weakish Pokemon. It's probably not going to struggle too much. However, I see Weasel in the distance too. Bunch of water types here. Nice. What is with the... tail is packed full of the nutrients it needs to grow. I can't think of a good name for Azurill at the moment. So I will have to, like, name all of these at the start. Well, I'll name them... Actually, no, yeah, I'll come up with names for them, but then I'll actually do the naming during the start of my next stream. So let me note down... let me note down what Pokemon I need to name. So there's Azurill... Ah, Youngboos, that was the one I almost forgot. And Diglett. So I need to name those. So I'll come up with names for them, and then we'll name them at the start of the next stream. But if we can't come up for any, like, new Pokemon that are, like new to this generation, then I will try to come up with a name on the spot instead of putting it off. Because, like, they can go in my team. Hello, Psyduck. Other Psyduck just wandering around in the background. Yeah, okay, maybe I shouldn't be out here. Lechonk, you can take care of it. Probably. I wonder what Lechonk's going to evolve into. Just like a bigger pig? Wow, that does like... nothing. Lechonk. If I wasn't naming my Pokemon after Regalia characters, I would absolutely change Nemus's name to Big Chongus. Pokeball! Hey, we got ourselves a Psyduck. I'm gonna note that down as another one to think of a name of later. Because I can't think of any... I don't think there are duck dragons. There's a lot of weird dragons, but I don't think there are any ducks. If its chronic headache peaks, it may exhibit odd powers. It seems unable to recall such an episode. Psyduck went to the box. No, I saw a Weasel. There it is. Bye bye! Oh, why do I still have Tara on the front? I'm a dumbass. Pipple, you can take care of this. Oh no, now I'm water type. Why did you do it again? There we go. If I check status... Ah, water. That's why it was telling me, like, why the check status is flashing. Ta-ta-ra! Weasel was caught. Hey, level up for Pipple and the Chunk. Pipple wants to learn Fairy Wind. Sure, why not? Let's give it a splash. It's completely useless. Weasel's data. It inflates its flotation sac, keeping its face above water in order to watch for prey movement. I don't have any ideas for Weasel. That'll be one I have to name later. This is adding up fast. So I'm definitely gonna have to make that list tonight, so I have time tomorrow. Oh right, there's a Pokemon Center over that way. So let's just get there so we can... What are you? Oh, you're dealing. I was like, what is that? But no, it is... Fido! I saw Fido! I see a good boy. Alright, because we attacked it while it was sleeping. Let me just throw one at it so that I can save Tara. Fido! What gender was this dealing? I may have a name for this one. Despite Dealing's adorable appearance, farmers consider it a nuisance, since it loves plant shoots and will eat them up. We've had some deer show up on my family's property before. My dad shot them. We had venison. What gender is Dealing? Male. Okay, never mind. I don't have a name. If it was female, I would have named it Freya. That's one of the dragons in the game. But, oh, I should have been noting the genders down. I'll have to check that after stream. Actually, no, I can just check it now. What am I saying? Where's the box? There's Phoenix. Check summary. So, Young Goose is... Oh, that's its Terra type, the thing in the thing. Where's... Oh, Young Goose is female. No. Diglett is male. Zurel is female. I may actually have an idea for a Zurel, but I'll check on that and come back to it tomorrow. Psyduck is female. Weasel is male. And Dealing is male. Cool, cool. I am prepared to go searching for names. Got my Pokemon all healed up? Well, I don't, so I will be... Oh, that's an Igglybuff. And there's a Ralts. I don't know how... Oh no, there's a bunch of Ralts roaming around. It's fine. So I'll heal myself up and then we'll go catch some stuff. Oh yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that. Melody, over here! Wait, is that a silhouette of, like, freaking blue? From Red and Blue? That's what it looks like to me. This here's a Pokemon Center. You can come here to take care of a lot of things related to your Pokemon. But I'll leave the explanations to the pros here. Happy to be of service. Welcome to the Pokemon Center. I'm here to keep everyone's Pokemon healthy. Here on my left is the Pokemon counter. You can buy things like Pokeballs and potions.
Hello. We accept payment both in cash and in LP. League points, that is. 1 league point is worth 1 Poke.
And this to my right is the Technical Machine. TM Machine for short. It's your ticket to making TMs, which you can use to teach moves to your Pokemon. I think I'll go take a nap belly slap tonight. Hope you enjoy the rest of your stream. No worries. Thanks. Thank you. My brain is fried right now. I hope you have a good nap. Thanks for stopping by. What is that frame rate in the background there? Hello? Call the next Pokemon Armor. But I have a theme. It's your ticket to making TMs, which you can use to teach moves to your Pokemon. You'll need to pay an LP and supply the machine with materials that Pokemon drop. LP comes in handy at these machines. Both of these machines now at stores. I've got a lot, so here, have some. Oh yeah, and some of these too. And at the Union Circle, you can connect with other trainers to find yourself some adventuring companions. Please visit us at the Pokemon Center anytime you need any help. We will, thanks! Remember? Had a rough adventure? Get to the Pokemon Center. Sometimes you have to know this sort of stuff for quizzes at school. But mnemonics help me out. Here's another one. Are you ready? Then let's go! Goofy, sure, but it helps you remember you can send your lead Pokemon out with the R button. That way you can have the Pokemon that's walking with you go pick up items lying around, or go battle on its own, or other stuff like that. There's the Let's Go function. Pressing the R button is a quick and easy way to tell your lead Pokemon, alright buddy, let's go! Once you give the go-ahead, your Pokemon will set out to battle nearby Pokemon or pick up items it finds in the area. When your Pokemon is low on energy, which happens when its HP is low, it won't be able to go exploring on its own, so if your Pokemon gets weak, try to heal it up with a potion or some other item. When your Pokemon starts a battle while exploring on its own, you won't need to give any orders. It can battle on its own with auto battles, meaning that you can keep searching the area for nearby discoveries while watching over it from nearby. Auto battles will be decided by the strength and types of the Pokemon taking part in the battle, so keep that in mind when you're choosing which of your Pokemon to send out on its own. Pokemon Center is a great spot to meet up when you're getting together with friends. Yeah, so great that they've got tables without any chairs. Hello and welcome to the Pokemon Center. Are your Pokemon tired or in need of rest? Can I register my birthday? Oh, by the way, did you know? So I can give it... But did you already know that? Well, I do hope my little tidbits come in handy. What was that birthday thing about? Certainly, allow me to get your birthday registered in our system, Melody. Now do be careful you enter it right. You can't change your birthday after it's registered. My birth month is 07. And my birth date is the 20th. Birthday of the 7th of the 20th of July. For one Miss Melody, is that right? Why are they putting it in the American order? That's right. Thanks for registering your birthday with the Pokemon Center. You should stop by on your big day too. We'll be expecting you on the 20th of the 7th. I hate that. It makes way more sense to put it the other way around. Day first, not month. Fido! Fido! Now that's a good boy. I want it. Okay, this isn't gonna work out. I'm gonna switch to Nemus, see how that goes. But I need to come up with a name for Fido. I've got it. I've got it. I gotta catch it first, though. Let's go! I want Fido on the team. I may have to ditch it at some point because types just won't work out, or maybe I won't like its evolution, assuming it evolves. But for the time being, I definitely want Fido on my team. The yeast in Fido's breath is useful for cooking, so this Pokemon has been protected by people since long ago. Yes. Fido will be named Valerio, another character who was introduced in the Iron Chef event. Valerio's final dish in the competition was sandwiches. So it fits because Fido's made of bread dough. Alright, Valerio, you can replace Zarden for now. Fido! I see Wooper. Paldean Wooper! I think I may have been spoiled on Paldean Wooper's evolution, but I didn't see it very clearly, and I don't remember what it is. So, I may as well have not seen it. This is another one that's a consideration for my team at the moment. But since this is, like, it's not a new Pokemon, but it's a new form. Like, I count regional variants as new Pokemon, basically. Which is why I allowed myself to have Galarian Rapidash and Galarian Stunfisk on my team during Sword and Shield. So Wooper does qualify if I decide to keep it on my team. Now, what do I call Wooper? It's dangerous for Wooper to travel alone. They line up in groups of 3 or 4 and help each other as they walk around the wetlands. Now I need to think of a name. Oh, it's female too. That's gonna be... It's probably the most over-the-top name for it. However, it's all I can think of right now. So I'm gonna call it Tsukuyomi. Tsukuyomi is a character from Dragalia Lost who was, like, she's the main villain of the Hinamoto Worm Clan arc. And she's a dark dragon who commands Yomi Chi, which is like dark miasma stuff. So, poison, I guess. I don't know. It's all I can really think of right now. And I'm gonna switch out the last legacy Pokemon that was still on our team. Goodbye, Pipple. So now a Pokemon does not go on our team unless it's brand new. Asper. Awakening. Don't they do like the same thing? I wasn't reading. Oh wait, no, Asper's for freezing, I think. Pokeball. So many items. I saw Rolts before. Hopefully they haven't all disappeared on me. There's one. Get over here. I'm not gonna survive another attack, so I'll just throw a ball. Whoa, that Wooper is right behind me. It's like, hey buddy, what you doing there? Psychic Fairy. It is highly attuned to the emotions of people and Pokemon. It hides if it senses hostility. What gender is this, Rolts? Male. Think. Oh yeah, I'll call it Chitose. Chitose is another Hinamotoan character. And despite being a man, they are very feminine. Very feminine presenting. A femboy, if you wish to call it that. And Gardevoir is also fairly feminine looking, despite the fact that it can be either gender. So we're doing Chitose. Alright, I think that's all the Pokemon around here. Now let's go heal up Fido. Los Platos. By the way, did you know? Handy functions. Use emotes. Open camera, change outfit, check notes. Okay. Neato. Let's put Fido in the lead because I want I actually want to use Fido. So Fido's got to grow up to be big and strong, and I think there was a trainer here that I didn't fight, so... If you can beat me, I'll tell you a cool secret. Zahira the student. Why is it blank the blank and not just student Zahira? Like it... Like that's how it was in the old games. Get him, Valerio! Why is Fido fairy type? Kind of feels like there are some instances where, like, fairy is like the frickin'... It's the food type. Lost even though my Pokemon had full HP. Probably won't go for too much longer. My throat is kind of starting to feel it. And I want to stream tomorrow as well. Oh, Igglybuff. We didn't get an Igglybuff. Oh wait, no, it's part normal, isn't it? Asshole. Okay, sleep is back to normal. We're not using Legends Arceus statuses. I see. We might as well use this. Bruh! Man, screw you. I'm just gonna throw a Pokeball at full health. Wasted an awakening for nothing. It likes to sing, but is not yet good at it. Hey! It's just like me, for real, for real. With praise, encouragement, it will get better little by little. Male? Okay. I can work with that. I believe his name is Elias. Let me look it up. Elias came from an event related to the Harmonia Choir, which, as you can probably tell, relates to singing. Yes, Elias. Elias. Into the box it goes. Nemone is just standing there the whole time. But antivirus I do not care. By the way, did you know you can use ZL to lock onto nearby Pokemon? Then throw ZR, okay. Interesting. Welcome, this is Los Platos. We're always happy to serve up a helping of hospitality to anyone passing by. Would you like some delicious, refreshing ice cream? Oh, so these Humongo power? So these are like the things, they're like temporary buffs or whatever. Why is this kid drinking coffee? Look, I'm all topped up. Kid, you are... That coffee is stunting your growth, my dude. Look how short you are. Yo, Pelipper? You know about Pelipper? Have you heard that Pelipper can carry people's packages and letters and packages in its large bill? I have. In fact, they do that in Mystery Dungeon. Fletchling, how cute. You have bounce suites in this game? Can we just enter random houses like usual? No, we cannot. Okay. My girl is good at math, you know. Oh, for mine it's battle studies. Anything else in town? My followers are gonna love this. Academy students who live here in Los Plantos don't bother with the dorms. We commute to school each day directly from home. Though the hill does make it pretty rough. I go to school every day and learn lots and lots about Pokemon and things. Like, did you already know that every Pokemon can remember up to 4 moves at a time? Yes, I did know that. Oh, that uniform you've got on. That uniform tells me you're a student at the academy, no mistake about it. You can have 6 Pokemon with you at a time, don't you know? No need to skimp. I thought I saw a Sparkle. But now I don't. There's that Paldean Tauros. I think, aside from its color, I think the only difference is the horns are probably a different shape. Maybe it's steel type. Maybe it's got steel horns now. The first one out. The Pokemon at the head of your party will be the first one sent out into battle. You're not going to tell me more about that Tauros? Okay. My paralyzed heals were delivered. Oh, lovely. Just what you need to help a paralyzed Pokemon. Alright, I think that's all in town. I wanted to at least get to the big city, because that's where you get your bonus for playing the other games. I get my phone cases. School, is it? Off to school now, dear? Careful on the road, remember to jot things down so you won't forget what you've accomplished. But if I get distracted by Pokemon, I may well not make it there. Bought everything I need, I'm all set. Perfect timing. You wanted to challenge me to a battle, right? Carlotta the student. Down, sweet. It'd be more effective to just use tackle anyway. Yeah, with what the time is, I don't think we're gonna make it to the town, to the city rather. But that's fine. We're gonna be playing a lot tomorrow anyway, so... It's not like we're missing out on much. Sleepy. Covet. Covet, I think, just steals the Pokemon's items, so I'm gonna say no. If Pokemon skip learning moves or forget all moves, they can learn them again, open the main menu, and just make it remember. I stepped up and got smacked down. Yeah. More Hoppip. I see an item ball. Are those Squavets? Yo, a Pichu? Eh. Not what I meant to do. That's new. Oh no, I'm running out of balls. Pichu was caught. Level up Mitsuhide. Pichu! Despite this Pokemon's cute appearance, those who want to live with one should be prepared to be on the receiving end of its electric jolts. And I'm gonna say yes just so I can see its nickname, its gender, but I don't have an idea at the moment. So, Pichu F. And I'm gonna box it. Just for now, though. See Squabat. Squirrel! Get him! We could probably take one more. Yeah. Female squirrel, I don't have any ideas for this one. That's another one I'm going to have to come up with after stream. Squabbit, no matter how much it stuffs its belly with food, it is always anxious about getting hungry again, so it stashes berries in its cheeks and tail. I'm gonna say no for now, because I don't know. Yeah, there it is, item ball. Yo, is that a bonsai? What is that? Oh, Suncone. God, we're running into so many new Pokemon so quickly. Well, not really new Pokemon, but Pokemon we haven't caught yet. What is Fake Tooth Law? Special defense. Hey, paralyzed, nice. In that case, it's probably fine to just throw a ball now. Male Bonsly, I don't have any ideas. Don't worry. Tomorrow, I will be prepared. Tomorrow, I'll have the list made. It'll be all good. Bonsly, from its eyes, it can expel excess moisture from its body. This liquid is a similar composition to human sweat. Ta-da! I saw a suncomb, but it ran off. I see it. Get him! Male suncomb. Another one I don't have ideas for. Pokeball, go! Hey, add that to the list. It is very weak. Its only means of defense is to shake its leaves desperately at its attacker. Alright. Back on the path. What a cool Pokemon! I'll be back for you. Right now, I just needed to grab the ball. Let me show you this awesome looking Pokemon I just caught. Yo, Luca? Is that Luca Haskell? Oh, hey, Choodle's in this game. Bruh? Bruh? Yeah, okay. Get him, Valerio. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, level up for Valerio and Yuden. I guess just looking cool doesn't cut it. Also, Choodle does not look cool. Like, I like turtles and all, but Choodle is very far from looking cool. Sort of looking around, seeing if I see anything new. Stitching time says 9. Do some shopping at the Pokemon. Better to be prepared than not, I say. Having some nice battles. I assume that's another battle. So I'm gonna heal quick. Real quick. Use B to crouch. Ah. So you can sneak up on them. Like in Legends Arceus. I see. Hello there, I'm a Pokemon League rep. Been having some nice Pokemon battles? Good news, if you can defeat 4 trainers here in Area 1 of South Province, there's a lovely prize with your name on it. So far you've defeated 4 trainers here in Area 1 of South Province. On behalf of the Pokemon League, here's your lovely prize. Thunderwave. We're holding this challenge for other areas around Paldea too. Stop by and try them. Well, we made it.
Open the gates!
I was trying to do friggin' Jack Black Bowser. Oh yeah! Melody! Did you battle some trainers on the hill? Bet your Pokemon are getting stronger. How about you show me how much you all have learned in a battle? Okay? Alright, nothing like having a friend around. Come on, Melody, let's have us a fruitful battle. Do we really need to be spaced that far apart? It's the cat. You seem like you're getting better at this. So I'm coming at you with 2 Pokemon this time. Interesting that she sends her starter out first instead of going with something else. Usually they save their starter as like their ace at the end of the battle. Although I think they mentioned that Pawmi is her actual partner. I'm trying to paralyze it. Leafage. It's not working. Just tackle it. Bruh. Bruh. Level up. Mitsuhide wants to learn charge. Sure, you can get rid of Growl for that. I'll send out Pawmi. So I'll send out Tsukiyomi. Wow, doing even better than I expected. You're legit, Melody. Oh, here's gonna be the test if she mentions super effective moves. Battling you is a blast. I think I'd better pull out my ace in the hole. She's terrestrializing. So what type will it become? Ah, it's just electric. So my move's still gonna be super. Terrestrializing is always a solid strategy. It gives the moves of the Pokemon's Terra. Bro. Bro. Yeah, boost that electric move against a ground type. You really work your type matchups, I can tell how badly you want. It's hope all over again. Oh man, you know how to use super effective moves. She really wants to use that Thunder Shock. Well then. Nice work, Tsukiyomi. Poison Tail. Man, I can't believe how fast you're improving. We got money. We got money. Amazing. Look at you, taking on a terrestrialized opponent and winning no problem. Come to think of it, you can't terrestrialize your Pokemon yet, huh? Don't worry, I'll get you taken care of. You're so good with Pokemon battles, I sometimes forget how new you are to this stuff sometimes. Anyway, it was fun to battle you. Here, have some revives as thanks. Open the gates! Now, Messagozer's just waiting past this gate. At last, the city where our school is. We're absolutely late for class. There's a ton of hills and stairs and stuff in the city, so I'm going to take a quick breather and then catch up with you soon. I hope the lady who gives me the phone cases is fairly, like, early in the city. Because I'll get the phone cases and then I'll end the stream. Here we are. Messagoza. Alright, here I am. We finally made it, huh? There's she... maybe? Is that her? Is that a guy, actually? This is Messagoza, the biggest city in Paldea. It's been a big trade hub since long ago. Lots of folks come here to learn about advances in technology and all kinds of stuff. There's a hair salon where you can change your look, plus places with tasty food and fixings. What do you want to see first, Melody? I don't want to see either of those. I want to go to school. Oh, you're a fashionista, are you? Or maybe you just want a practical dude that won't get in your eyes while when you're battling. I'm not you, Nimona. Oh, speaking of battling, I want to be sure you'll be able to terrestrialize your Pokemon too, Melody. There's a few things that gotta get done for that to happen, but I'll take care of them. Meanwhile, you just have fun looking around the city for a bit. There's so much to do. Grab a bite, buy some accessories to spice up your uniform. If you want my personal recommendation, you've got to see Delibird Presents. They sell handy items for Pokemon to hold. Is that the present sitting there? Once you've had your fill, we can meet up again in front of the school. Just be ready, the stairs up to the school are no joke. Later then, get bumped for some terrestrializing. Okay, so... I am looking... for you. Your phone can reveal your past lives to me. My, I sense great depths to your past. You must have seen much in lives gone by. I can study your Rotom phone to peer into past lives you've lived. I call it rotometry. Care to try? Ah, your past, it drifts before my eyes. I see a life you once lived in. Oh, where is this? Galar? Yes, it's coming clearer into focus. In this previous life, you once tread the grounds of Galar. I see you facing down enormous challenges in the Galar region, with equally enormous Dynamax Pokemon at your side. Allow me to fashion for your Rotom phone a case that befits your memories. And there. Your case is finished, carry it proudly. Got the ball guy case. Wish to plumb your memories for more past lives, come speak to me again. Oops, sorry. Hisui? This is coming into clearer focus. In this previous life, you once tread the grounds of Hisui. I see you braving the greatest adventure in the Hisui region An odd phone gripped in your hand. Wait, where is Hisui? I've never heard of it. Allow me to fashion for your Rotom phone a case that befits your memories. And there. Case is finished, carry it proudly. The Arc phone. Now I can't get the other two because I haven't played wait, was it 2? I haven't played Let's Go. Oh, Brilliant Diamond was the other one. I haven't played those. How do I... Key items? Rotom phone. How do I change my phone case? I have no idea. I'll figure that out later. For now, we're going to save our progress and call it quits there for today. Normally I would close out of the game, but I... Wait, no, why didn't I close out of the game? I've already noted down all my Pokemon. Let's just save again. And then close the game. Alright, that's going to be Pokemon Violet for today, but tomorrow we will play some more because I'm excited. I like, you saw me complaining a bit about like things that I thought were a bit dumb and like, oh, the textures. But at the end of the day, it's a Pokemon game. I'm having fun. And that's what I needed right now. After the work kicked me in the ass, I'm not looking forward to going back on Monday, but yeah, let's not worry about that. This weekend is for Pokemon. So tomorrow I'll be streaming at probably around my regular time. I want to say 9, but that depends on how early I get up because I do need to do my laundry this week. So yeah, and it'll probably be around the usual length of my stream, so about 3 hours. Because someone that I'm friends with is having an important stream that I don't want to stream over. I'd rather watch it. So yeah, and then on Sunday we'll probably do a longer stream. Just go all out. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna raid because my viewer count... Oh no, it says 3 on my phone, so maybe we will raid. Just pass on the locus. Just yeah, there it goes. Now the viewer count's gone up. We'll see who's online. See if there's anyone I want to raid and just pass on the love to while I'm figuring out what I'm going to name these Pokemon. Pause it. Oh, Kaz is live, but Kaz is playing Scarlet and Violet, and I don't... Like, everyone's playing Scarlet Violet. Yeah, sure, why not? I haven't raided Kaichi in a while. Slash raid X Kaichi. Kaichi's another Australian. I think I met them through Lobo. Lobo raided them once. Just want to make sure their stream isn't about to end before I start the raid. Oh no, did we just... Did the viewer count just go down again? I'm sleeping, but I'm supporting Miko. I think I just went from the start of stream ad to an ad break immediately after, and I got the exact same ad twice. Oh no, my viewer count's back at 3 again. Is it? I can't tell. It's 3 on Screw it. Let's just do it. Oh yeah, 3. Cool. So we're gonna raid Kaichi. Kaichi is currently playing Goat Simulator 3. So that sounds interesting. Thanks for stream. No worries, Miko. Thanks for supporting in your sleep. If anyone wants to join the raid, there's a raid message. If you're subbed, you can use this one, which looks like this. Anyway, I have said my piece. I need to go end stream and figure out what I'm going to name all those Pokemon. And start making the list for tomorrow so that I won't have to name Pokemon after stream again. Anyway, thanks for watching. Otsukame, bye bye. End.